What up, you nerds? Fallout here, and today we're going over my complete guide to the brand new dungeon in D2, the GRASP of Avarice. Do me a favor, would you, and subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. Big thanks to those who do. Before going into the new dungeon, by the way, be sure to go talk to Shah Han in the Cosmodrome and pick up the Gallarhorn exotic quest. Part of that quest requires you to beat the dungeon, so pick it up before going into the dungeon. Your first encounter in the dungeon will be to get things going by triggering the old loot cave. Here's how that works, and remember that mechanic for later because it's going to be a recurring theme in the dungeon. Enemies are going to spawn in, you kill them a bunch, and they're all going to drop what looks like an exotic engram. It's actually a debuff called Burdened by Riches. The debuff has a 30-second timer, and if you let your timer expire, you die. You can also reset the timer by picking up more riches. Eventually, you're going to want to take that debuff into the loot cave and find a big crystal on the floor. Stand near the crystal, and your debuff will automatically transfer off of your guardian and into the crystal. When you've dumped enough of your debuff onto the crystal, a hole in the cave floor will open up and you can move on to the next part of the dungeon. In the next area, there's going to be a lot of trapdoor buttons on the floor and switches that you can pull. By standing on about 99% of trapdoor buttons, you're immediately going to get impaled and killed out of nowhere by big giant spikes. For the majority of the switches though, they'll either help you progress the encounter or you're going to get killed by a trapdoor because Bungie apparently loves to troll people. You're going to go through a large tube-like tunnel which curves to the right, and you will jump over a pit and land on top of a little platform atop a chain link fence. Be careful though, that platform is kind of a trapdoor and will open up underneath you when you land on it. Right under that trapdoor is a little room off to the side. Throw that switch there in that room and you'll see the map in front of you have its reddish colored markers vanish in favor of green ones. What you've done is open up the fans in the previous room, so now head back over the chasm again, back the way you came. When you're in the previous room, go ahead and look up. You'll have to parkour your way upwards and leave the room through one of those giant fan tunnels above you. The correct fan portal that you're looking for when you return to the room from the chasm, if you look straight up and left, it's the first one on the left. There will be a trapdoor in that fan room, but step on it, that one won't be bait. The next area you get to is going to have a map on the wall with 10 doors. Here's a screenshot, and just for clarity, we're going to number the doors from 1 to 10. Looking at the map from left to right, those will be numbered 1 to 5 on the top row and 6 to 10 left to right on the bottom row. There's a bunch of switches hidden behind many of the doors in the next room, but really only one of those switches is going to matter. All the other switches will change the doors from open to closed into one of two formations. There's no secret order to how you have to hit those switches in most of those rooms, but you do need to get all the way back to door number 5 on the back left. When you're in that room behind door number 5, look up and jump through a hole in the ceiling. There will be a new switch on the back wall that you need to hit. Also, there's going to be a little bit of lore hidden in a bottle off to the right, but the switch is more important for now. Hit that switch, turn around, head back outside. There should be a hive shrieker now. Kill the shrieker, go to the new door that opened up all the way on the far side of the outside area. Kill the hive over there, activate yet another new switch, and that'll open up a second outside door where you can leave and head to the next encounter. The next encounter is a large circular room with 4 doors numbered 1 to 4. Go around the circular room looking for switches to throw. Activating switches will open more doors in the room you're in, which will release more fallen for you to shoot. Keep going around the room, opening switches, opening doors, and killing more fallen. At the end of this brief encounter, you'll find a fallen with a scorch cannon. Kill that fallen, take the scorch cannon, and look for a fallen energy reactor. They look like the things that you can dunk motes into in the Fallen Walker public event to unlock a Scorch Cannon. Go ahead and find that, shoot it with your Scorch Cannon, and remember to charge up the shot to full power by holding down the trigger, and when you do that, the final door will open up for you to leave. Before leaving the area to head to the next encounter, be sure to look up above you near the middle of the room for a hidden loot chest. Find your way to the next encounter. I don't want to spoil it too much because it's kind of funny. Eventually, you will be in a blue room with a forklift. Look straight up, go through a hole in the ceiling. Eventually, you're going to pass over a bridge, and you will find yourself in the next encounter where you'll have to kill an ogre. Here's how the ogre encounter works. Find the fallen in the back of the area with a scorch cannon. Kill him, take the cannon, and look for the fallen energy reactor above doors on either side of the ogre. Like before, shoot them with a fully charged scorch cannon shot. Remember to hold the trigger down, and the doors should open up. When the doors open, a bunch of hive will flood into the room. Kill all of them and pick up their riches debuff when they drop them on the floor, just like before. Load up on those debuffs and then take them over to the crystal near the bridge where you jumped into the encounter to begin with. It should be right in front of the ogre on the floor. Deposit your debuffs like before, and when you've deposited enough of them into the crystal, the ogre will eventually become de-shielded. Look for text on your HUD that says something along the lines of, "The boss has succumbed to temptation." That's your cue to DPS. So now damage the ogre as much as you can until his shields come back, and then just go ahead and rinse and repeat. When the ogre is dead, head forward until you get to the next encounter, which is the Sparrow racing encounter. To begin, activate the switch on the left only. No need to touch the one on the right. That one is going to kill you if you touch it. Get on your Sparrow right when you activate the left switch. When the doors open up, you need to race on your Sparrow and disarm bombs by briefly stopping underneath them. You're gonna have to move really quick because if you don't reach the next bomb quickly enough, everybody is going to die and you're gonna have to start the encounter over. Along the raceway, keep your eyeballs peeled. There are going to be little white switches on the ground. They are identical to the ones in the Scourge of the Past raid. Try to drive your Sparrow directly by those switches because if you touch them, you'll get your bomb timer extended. I don't know the location of every switch yet. If I find a map later on Reddit or wherever, I'll be sure to add it as a pinned comment. In the meantime, though, I will play a full clip of our successful Sparrow run so you can see where most of the switches are. Okay. There's like a hidden one that I need to get on the way right.
So there's the one on the right. There's the one on the left here.
Okay, I got this one on the left. And I'm out. Yeah, right when you get it hit, you gotta fucking bail. Is that one right there? Nope. I got baited by a fucking orange light. Oh, there's one over there on the left.
Yeah, we've been hitting it.
I didn't even notice it. Okay, right here. And I think there's one down here in the middle. I definitely saw one.
Yep, I got the one in the middle.
You can see it that time.
It's weird.
Oh my god,
away.
I thought I had a boost. I did not have a boost. Okay. I'm fucking up big time. And that one. Now there should be one up here on this ramp. About to get the one on the ramp. Nailed it. Oh, we're looking good. Here we go. Oh, you mother. Before moving on to the next encounter, remember that there is a hidden chest up in the gigantic skull that you landed in. It's located way up in the left eye of the skull. The next encounter is the man cannon servitor encounter. You're going to be in a very open area with a lot of man cannons everywhere and a lot of islands that you can jump to. There is one man cannon on each island and you can angle it into different directions by walking up to the lift and just kind of activating them. Here's the goal of the encounter. You want to look around each island for a shielded servitor. When you find one, head to that island. You do that by, again, finding the Fallen with a Scorch Cannon. You kill them, you take their Scorch Cannon, you use it to shoot the energy reactor with a fully charged shot, you detonate the shot, and then you briefly activate the man cannon, which you can then jump into, which will throw you to a different island. So take your Scorch Cannon and fly over to wherever you find a shielded servitor. When you get there, kill a bunch of ads who will drop riches debuffs on the ground like before. Get those debuffs, deposit them into a nearby crystal, and keep doing that until the servitor eventually becomes de-shielded. Kill that servitor, then physically shove their dead body towards the man cannons. You want to make sure those man cannons are angled directly at the structure in the dead center of the map. Activate that man cannon and then literally yeet the dead servitor body into the structure in the middle, damaging it. You're going to have to do that entire process multiple times. Just keep looking around on each island for a servitor, use the Scorch Cannon to power up the lift to get over to that servitor, de-shield it by dumping debuffs into the crystal, push the body into the man cannon, and launch that dead servitor body at the center structure until it is completely broken. Quick note, by the way, be sure to not use a finisher on the servitor. I've heard reports that it can crash your game, so be sure to finish the servitors with gunfire. When the middle structure is de-shielded and completely broken, head to the island in the dead center, activate the man cannon at the very bottom, and shoot yourself straight up into the final encounter. The next encounter, again, is the final boss fight, and it's actually very straightforward. It's near identical to the Ogre encounter. There's a big boss in the middle, but he's shielded and you won't be able to damage him right away. Go ahead and find the Fallen with a Scorch Cannon, kill him, and use that cannon to fire a fully powered up shot into an energy reactor like before. If you're having trouble finding the energy reactors, just follow the big thick orange wires. They lead to a canopy around the center structure. When you've shot the reactor with a Scorch Cannon, a bunch of engram debuffs are going to rain down around the map. Run around, go pick up the Burdened by Riches debuff like you did before, and bring them to the crystal in the dead center of the map. Keep depositing those debuffs until eventually you get the message that says something like the boss succumbs to temptation, and then again it is damage time. DPS the boss as much as you can, and when his shields pop back up, rinse and repeat. There will also be ultra enemies that periodically drop in. They can be annoying, so kill them if you can. It's going to make depositing your debuffs at the center way easier. And there you go. Good luck with the dungeon. Hope you get some great loot drops. According to DMG on Twitter, right now you can only get loot once per character per reset of the dungeon, but starting next week, they're going to let players earn rewards upon each successful encounter completion, no matter how many times it's been played in a given week. If today's guide helped you in any way, please do me a favor and click the like button and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you next time.